You know how many times the Earth has been in an ice age from its existence? A whooping 5 times, that too for hundreds of years each. Hello everyone, this is Jayesh and welcome to episode 1 of Learning Business Lessons from Mother Nature. So it's not until 19th century that scientists agreed that Earth had on multiple occasions been covered in ice. All over the world sat fingerprints of a previously frozen world. Huge boulders strewn in the random locations. Rock beds scraped down to thin layers. Evidence became clear that there had been not only one ice age but 5 distinct ones that we could measure. The amount of energy that it would take to freeze the entire planet and then unfreeze it and then freeze it again for the 5 times must be insane, right? Well, not exactly. Now, Earth is in its orbit around the Sun from lifetime. So it's not that case that suddenly one bad day, Sun stopped to rise and due to absence of Sun, the ice age occurred. No, the Sun rose every day and yet ice age managed to be there for hundreds of years. So how did it happen? Here's why. So according to the scientist Milutin Milankovic that studied the theory of ice age said that the gravitational pull of the sun and moon gently affect the earth's motion and tilt toward the sun. So during parts of this cycle, which can last for tens of thousands of years, each of the earth's hemisphere gets a little more or little less solar radiation than they are used to. And that is where the fun begins. Moderately cool summers, not cold winters, were the icy culprit. So what happened was that in a cold winter, the earth turned into ice as it does today. Also, but the summers were not warm enough to melt the ice away before the next winter. And because of that, ice started to accumulate over itself year after year, resulting in ice age. The remarkable thing here is how big something can grow from a relatively small change in conditions. You start with a thin layer of snow left over from a cool summer that no one would think anything of, and then, in a geographical blink of an eye, the entire earth is covered in miles thick ice. So, did you like the show? Isn't it crazy? Ice over ice over ice, and suddenly the earth turns to the ice age, ice wall. You know, this phenomenon has a name, that is compounding. And yes, it is finance term, but no, it's not only related to finance. So compounding is there in every aspect of life. So the more you are consistent in a thing, the more it compounds and the more it will give you results exponentially. You just have to do one thing, stick with it, be consistent, and the compounding will show its result. It has done many times earlier, and so it will do in future also. Like these examples. Amazon lost its 90% of value in .com crash, but that didn't stop Jeff Bezos from continuing the business. Amazon doesn't have profits or shown profits for 10 years from its existence, but that doesn't make the business down. Jeff Bezos knew that the boom in internet and in e-commerce will grow, and he knew his numbers. So the belief in him and the love of him for his business made him stick to his business in the hard times. And when the hard times were over, the business boomed with the Jeff Bezos on it. You know, sometimes many people say to us that please do the work which you love to be successful, do the job, do the business which you love to be successful. It's not because we love the business, that's why they ask us to do. The point is that if you love the business, that makes you stick with the business or with your goal for the long time in the hard times. Because if you don't love your job and the hard or difficult times comes, it's become very easy to leave it. So the point is to be consistent, and that love for our business or job make us consistent and help compounding to show its magic. Another example is Warren Buffett, like you all know. Major chunk of Warren Buffett's wealth came in his 60s because he waited his whole life to allow compounding to do its work. If you are seeing anything big out there, it's it's basically the result of compounding. A happy family is also a result of compounding of a small things which matters in day-to-day life rather than a big one or two abroad trips for happiness. So this is compounding. So what did we learn today? That if we are doing anything to achieve our goals, the main thing is to be consistent in that thing. So if you are doing good, keep going. If you are not doing good, keep going. If you are doing bad, learn, improve, and keep going. The main point is keep going. So share this video with your friends and loved ones and say them that if they are in the journey of achieving their goals, keep going because the miracle of compounding is on its way. Thank you. Signing off. And yes, like, subscribe, and share. Whatever. Signing off.